Jermaine Tyler, 38. Gary Long, 35. Michael Robertson, 42. According to local newspapers, these three men were among, actually numerous others, who were found unresponsive in their cells. They are a few of the names that you can see listed on this poster here. I am up to 99, but I'm up to 91, but I believe there were 99 deaths inside the Mississippi Department of Corrections in 2020. According to the Clarion Ledger, this is over twice the average number of deaths. But we're not here. We are here to pause and reflect and remember these 91 people who were fathers, sons, brothers. There was only one female, so it was predominantly male. We pause to remember them today, but after we pause, and you're welcome to read the names and ages later, we rejoice because we have our Mr. T. Brown here with us, and we are here to celebrate his life and his release and his rebirth. And it is my great honor, and I am humbled to actually stand before you and meet you in person, share the same space with you, not via technology or writing a letter. Now, some have asked me, how in the world did you up in the DC metro area meet this Mr. T. Brown down in Mississippi? Well, I have a really good friend, dear to my heart, who was sent away for drug rehab. And he, after being there 3 or 4 months, he started talking nonstop about Uncle Brown. Uncle Brown this, Uncle Brown that. Mr. Brown this, Mr. Brown the other. And I learned about this amazing mentor to my friend. He had such a profound effect on my friend that when my friend was about to get out, I was like, I think I need to really thank this Mr. Brown for being such a strong mentor to my friend. I'm not saying my friend did everything right, but he should have because he had a good teacher. So I simply wrote him a thank you note inside a birthday card. And that is how the Pen Pal started. This is how our Pen Pal ship started a couple of years ago. But I want to tell you about Mr. Brown. Now, he can write a letter. He's got that old school cursive style going on. Very artistic, so I always look forward to going to the mailbox and getting a letter. But what I really want to talk about is how Mr. Brown inspired me. I learned, not at the first facility, but when he was earlier this, it's 2021 now, earlier in 2020, he was transferred to that notorious hellhole known to locals as Parchman. That's when I started realizing what the conditions were like inside. But in spite of the fact that he couldn't even drink the water, it was the color of weak iced tea, and they were under a boil water restriction. Not really sure how you're supposed to boil water. In spite of not being able to drink the water, but needing to take medication, I never heard him murmur or complain. He inspired me. In spite of being sent to quarantine after an oncology visit in Unit 29, which, by the way, the governor had sworn he was going to shut down in a State of the State address in January 2020. In spite of being sent to quarantine where he was given only a roll of toilet paper, I'm telling you all this because I know he's not going to tell it. Only a roll of toilet paper, no soap in a worldwide pandemic, no medication. no towel, no sheet, no personal property. That was July 2nd, let me just say. I didn't hear murmuring. I didn't hear complaining. I didn't hear cussing. I didn't hear stomping. Now, a couple times he would say, these folks something else. That's the closest thing I ever came to hearing any complaint. And in spite of the fact that we worked for months to get ready for what was supposed to be a parole review in the spring of 2020, in spite of the fact that that day came and that day went, and there was no parole review, and there was no hope given for a future date. In spite of all of those are just three circumstances out of the many that I could talk about all day. I didn't hear Mr. Brown complain. He inspired me. He will tell you, he may tell you, that I gave him hope writing letters. But the truth is, Mr. Brown gave me hope. To keep my attitude right and my spirit calm, no matter what I face. I'm not sure I would be up for the same task, to be honest with you. And hope is an important thing. And you mentioned it. I said, he's about to get on my speech talking about hope. The hope came when, during the quarantine process, and they hadn't given Mr. Brown his meds in, this was day 5, and I went on the war path. There was hardly anybody I did not contact. The governor, Southern Poverty Law Center, Mississippi Department of Corrections, Jay-Z and Rock Nation, the Equal Justice Initiative. Through that fanfare, we were discovered, I don't know if that's the right word, by the BBC amazing reporter, Hillary Anderson, who is here with us today. What a treasure to have someone who leads with passion and investigates with a heart and cares for humanity. Because our paths crossed, Miss Anderson was able to feature Mr. Brown's voice on the BBC World News. She, through her passion and caring, was able to give voice to the muted, society's muted voices were able to speak. Now, I told you that the parole review came and went, right? It's October, so here we've gone. April, May, June, July, August, September. Well, Ms. Anderson covered his story, I believe, in late August. I could be wrong-ish, late August. And I want to tell you that just over a month later, someone came and found Mr. Brown and said, you need to get ready for a parole review. Out of the blue, whoosh! And Mr. Brown told me, I said, I don't need to get ready for parole review. I am ready for parole review. And we didn't know it was coming. So now I have to pause and introduce you to his daughter, Miss Brandy Brown, who rose to the occasion. I'm sure her life was going on a trajectory, and she said, oh, no. My daddy's coming with me. And I guess she got busy washing sheets and scrubbing and talking to Breland, and so he was released and came to McComb, Mississippi in early November. Met his granddaughter, whom you've never seen, right? So, as you can see, Breland is giving tribute to her pawpaw today with her amazing artwork. So, Brandy, we thank you for your kindness and your generosity and your love. And I close to say, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for all of you. We stand, Mr. Brown, as a community, as family, as friends, as strangers. This is our first time to ever even actually meet in person. We stand and we affirm you. We pledge to stand beside you for as long as it takes for you to stand on your own. The only way I can say it is, we got your back. Okay? That is what we came to do, is to celebrate your life and to affirm to you that we will be here for you during this transition.
I'd like to thank everybody that's here. And I'd just like to say, Rhonda, you've been a support to me from day one. And the thing that I got from you, I didn't even ask. You know, you did it out the goodness of your heart. I'm blessed that you were there for me. Ms. Anderson, I commend you. You know, you took it up on your own, you know, to follow me. You know, everything that you did, I appreciate it from my heart. My daughter, my grandbaby, her friend. These two gentlemen over here, Pastor George and Brother Rand. The pastor, I hate to say, I'm gonna go in his book. Whenever I come around him, I feel like the prodigal son. We grew up, I took off, I ventured in life. But when I got out and didn't have nowhere to go, I come back here. And I was always the same person. As he said, my friend for life. You know, and just like my friend, like you say, that's been with me, that got my back and everything, I really appreciate it. I love y'all.
We love you too. Love you too.